country has is Obama. Let me ask you this. How long does this country have if Obama wins? We are headed toward an economic collapse. And we are the leader of the world. When it happens to us, there are reverberations all over the world. It's not like some podunk little European country collapsing that goes to another relatively podunk European country for a bailout. When we collapse, worldwide reverberation. How long is it going to take? I'm asking a serious question. 18 months? You throw Obamacare onto what we know we're going to get more of from Obama. More debt, more spending, the expansion of the welfare state, more people under... How long can this go on?
Impact segment tonight. Back in July 2008, when then Senator Barack Obama was campaigning to be president, he addressed a crowd in Fargo, North Dakota.
The problem is that the way Bush has done it over the last 8 years is to take out a credit card from the Bank of China in the name of our children, driving up our national debt from $5 trillion for the first 42 presidents. Number 43 added $4 trillion by his lonesome, so that we now have over $9 trillion of debt that we are going to have to pay back. $30,000 for every man, woman, and child. That's irresponsible. It's unpatriotic.
Wow. Well, here's President Obama earlier this week being asked about the national debt approaching $17 trillion.
We don't have an immediate crisis in terms of debt. In fact, for the next 10 years, it's going to be in a sustainable place. My goal is not to chase a balanced budget just for the sake of balance.
Joining us now from Lower Manhattan, Dr. Mark Lamont Hill, who teaches at Columbia University. I mean, this is rich. This is really rich. Pardon the pun. So, wait, Hill. I'll give you plenty of time. So then Senator Obama is complaining about Bush adding $4 trillion to the national debt in 8 years. President Obama has been in office 4 years, and he's added $7 trillion. But
in this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
Bill O'Reilly reporting tonight from South Florida. Thanks for watching us. Are we the people responsible for the chaos that is enveloping America? That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. The folks are indeed responsible for the government they get. Germans could have thrown Hitler out. They did not. Russians fought hard for Stalin. The Chinese surrendered to Mao. The Cubans allowed Fidel Castro to take away their liberty. The folks are responsible. And now Americans are faced with a citizen challenge, not at the levels of totalitarianism, but a very serious economic situation. Yesterday, the Government Accountability Office, the nonpartisan investigative arm of Congress, released its annual audit of the U.S. government. The report covers the fiscal years 2011 and 12. The conclusion of the report is this, quote, absent policy changes, the federal government continues to face an unsustainable fiscal path. Let me repeat that. Absent policy changes, the federal government continues to face an unsustainable fiscal path. If the feds do not stop the wild spending and do not reform Medicare and Social Security, the U.S. dollar will collapse. That means that all of our savings, all of our investments, our homes, and everything else will blow up before our eyes. Now, chances are you will not hear about the GAO's report today, except on this program. The liberal media will not tell you what is going on. The reason? President Obama does not want to cut federal spending or reform entitlements. That is crystal clear. And the media loves President Obama. So the folks be damned. This is like telling people standing on a beach, hey, a tsunami's coming, and if you don't move, you're going to be killed. But the beach folks say, I like it here. I'm not moving. And then eventually the wave sweeps them away. That's exactly what's happening now. We're living in a country that's polarized. We're also living in a country that is becoming addicted to machines, the internet. We discussed that last night. Many American citizens, perhaps most, are now too lazy to pay attention to their country. They're selfish, caught up in individual pursuits. Thus, the federal government has been allowed by we the people to get out of control. Last year, the Fed spent $1.1 trillion more than the government took in. That is grossly irresponsible. The debt now approaching $17 trillion. President Obama, the biggest spending chief executive in history. So, I have to play Paul Revere here. I have to continue to tell you the truth. But I also believe many Americans simply will not listen. And even worse, they are not smart enough to even care. Disaster could be coming.
The economic ills we suffer have come upon us over several decades. They will not go away in days, weeks, or months, but they will go away. They will go away because we, as Americans, have the capacity now, as we've had in the past, to do whatever needs to be done to preserve this last and greatest bastion of freedom. In this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.